Hey everybody, Voice of Beetleman here, flying at you at, about 95% the speed of light. So we're starting to see some pretty significant effects of Einstein's theory of special relativity. Um, uh, how's it going? It's been a while, I know. School and life, has a way of kind of taking over, so I apologize about that. But I'm back, hopefully more so than I have been. Alright, I'm going to try to keep today's video short, but it's something that's been on my mind for a while, and I feel like I really need to say something about it. Um, it pertains to this movement that seems to be gaining some steam in the Christian, especially evangelical community. I think only in the evangelical community, which is what I call extreme presuppositionalism. I want to get that out there that I am not anti-presuppositionalist in apologetics, or towards presuppositionalistic apologetics, rather. I think that there are good ways and bad ways to go about it. I think there are respectful versions of presuppositional, quote-unquote, apologetics. But I don't think extreme is one of them. And when I say extreme, I mean stuff like Ken Ham, Eric Hovind, Cy Ten Kate, etc., etc. I would call those along those lines. Venom Fang Axe, same thing. All those are, I would say, people like that are in what I would call the extreme presuppositionalist camp. My video basically today is basically to anybody that is interested in getting involved or seems to be interested in getting involved in that kind of camp of presuppositionalism. I think it's a bad idea. I think that it's irresponsible philosophy. I don't think it's really philosophy too much at all a lot of the time. It's a lot of pseudo-philosophy, or at the very least, ignorant philosophy. Because it equivocates words and terminology, and it glosses over other terminology that's supposed to be very specific. And it just ignores that. It ignores kind of the nuances of epistemology and acts like it's not really a complex field or a difficult field to understand or to be involved with, when it really is. Like any field of study that's in depth in anything, whether it's philosophy or math or science or history, there's going to be deep aspects of that field that are just not going to be treated well when the nuances are ignored, and when somebody who's not an expert in that field decides that they're just going to become an overnight quote-unquote expert in it and just start using various dropping terms and names, and that's it. And you can't do that. I mean, you can do it, but you can't remain credible. And I'm not criticizing personally people like Venom Fang X or Cy 10. I'm not attacking them personally. And anybody who subscribes to this kind of, if you hear this video, see this video, or whatever, and you find yourself kind of in that camp, following the writings of those guys and the videos of those guys, and you're thinking, you're being attacked here. I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking them. I'm attacking the approach that they seem to think is valid or credible, because I don't think it is. I think it's philosophically void. I think it's philosophically, at least in the Christian camp, I think theologically it's not very well suited either, especially philosophically it's not. And so I want to just kind of, this video is just kind of to tell people who are, if you're thinking about kind of getting involved in that, or you're starting to get involved in that, you're not really sure, you think it sounds good, it sounds cool, I would urge you, if you're interested in doing apologetics, to look elsewhere. There are plenty of people who I think are more credible in that field. I would also recommend not even going straight for apologetics. Go for just general philosophy, general philosophical knowledge. Just look up philosophy blogs, and there are a very large amount of blogs, both beginner level, intermediate, and advanced level. And then there's also very good entry-level literature you can find for cheap or for free. Just learn kind of the basics of philosophy. Go to your local bookstore, your library, rent books, read books, read online, read articles, encyclopedia articles, and that kind of thing. The Stanford Internet, or the Encyclopedia of Philosophy on the Internet, not the IEP, but the SEP. Just look up Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy online. I think it's Stanford, yeah. And that's it can be very advanced, but it's also a really great resource to get a ton of information on a philosophical topic. So, if you're interested in philosophy, especially philosophy of religion, or interested in maybe being an apologist, I would highly recommend other places to look. If there's enough response to this video, which it probably won't be, I'd be, willing to explain the issues that I think are prevalent in this kind of extreme presuppositionalism. Or if anybody wants to have a discussion with me online or something, we can record it and post it and that kind of thing. I'd be happy to. But that's basically all this video is I think that people would be better suited to look elsewhere. I don't think that it's a very good thing for Christians or non-Christians to become really involved with in a sense that they because it's very rhetorically effective, and so I think it can be dangerous if you get too into it. You get wrapped up in the rhetoric and the rhetorical methods, and you're not actually reasoning, even though you've convinced yourself that you have. You are reasoning very well. It's really rhetoric, and that's what's giving the illusion that you have a superior position or argument. And like I said, this is not to attack anybody personally. It's not to say anybody that believes that is an idiot or is stupid or ignorant or anything like that. It's just to say, if you're in it, I would definitely suggest that you kind of take a step back and really examine it, examine other views, and talk to people about it. And if you're not into it, but you think you might want to get into it, or it seems interesting, like something you'd want to be a part of, I'd highly recommend looking at other places in other areas than that, personally. So that's all I have to say. Hopefully this video doesn't get bombed or anything. Yeah, so everybody, peace out, and I hope you guys have a good day.